Hey,
Oh wait, what?
You
I'm
know
in the
the
water.
rules. You know the rules.
that's it.
Yeah, shame on you,
Well, this is going
Lane.
in my
How?
box. then.
Lane. Don't blame Lane. This was K-Hug's first soup, by the way.
Aw, I feel so honored.
Oh, okay. Now you're not mad about it. Okay, I'll see how it is.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you, thank you. Is that the people?
Oh.
We're at the people again.
Oh, I didn't know we already hit record. Okay.
We don't have to. It's fine.
Okay. Well, I was gonna let you do the intro for this one. I introed and outroed the last one.
Okay.
It's
Well,
Oh yeah.
welcome back to Castworks. I'm
Okay,
Empress.
try that again without me interrupting, please.
It was perfect that both times Lane tried to talk, you guys talked at the same time.
Castworks. Hello, friends. Welcome back to Castworks. This is part 2 of our interview with K-Hug. Izzy is still not here because she's still visiting our niece. We're here with K-Hug. K-Hug, most important question of this entire podcast. How do you prepare a grilled cheese sandwich?
Oh boy, how do I prepare grilled cheese? That's a thing. That's a question that we have in here.
Yes, it is. That's the most important
that
question of
is
this entire podcast.
If we don't ask it, the viewers will rage. So
Well, let me. No, easy peasy. Here we go. Heat the skillet up, medium low.
Okay.
Pre-toast your toast. Get a little crispy.
What, pre-toast your toast?
Yeah, toast in the toaster, or toast your bread. Make toast. Butter toast one side each,
Okay.
and then this is the real. Wait, I got my real. Oh, this is my real. Get it? Because we're okay.
Ha ha ha.
This is the so you add a little dollop of butter to the bottom of that nice warm pan for non-stick purposes, but also the flavor. And then toast, in that order. Toast, butter down, then cheese, then toast on top. Brown it, flip it, brown it again. Slice diagonally. That's key.
that is key.
Consume.
Yes.
Yep, that's how you make the best grilled cheese.
Okay, well, what kind of cheese do you use?
The only kind, the nasty processed American cheese. What do you mean?
Okay.
Well, see,
It's
like
only
out of the
one
last,
type of cheese used for grilled cheese is the gross
out of
kind.
the last few guesses, guests that we've had some exotic cheeses added to their grilled cheese. Okay?
Really? Who puts extra
Yeah.
fancy cheese?
Like Goose did some extra cheese with his thing.
Goose is an extra cheese guy.
Well, he
makes
is.
sense.
He is.
Just gonna. I thought you were just gonna finish it with Goose is an extra cheese.
Yeah.
Goose cheese. He would do that.
and I think Cube also said something different. I can't remember. It's been a while now, but
I actually would do something different as well. I don't typically like mine with cheddar or American because I can't do the processed kind of cheese, and cheddar because it's a bit too strong for me. So I tend to go with Havarti for my cheese. for
Ooh,
my grilled
okay. So
cheese.
Havarti is a good cheese. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I eat Havarti like it's candy.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is grilled cheese is not something you're eating because you want to be healthy. Grilled cheese is already butter and bread, so I gotta get that
Might as well go big or go home,
American
you know?
cheese. Yeah, you gotta get the good gooey stuff. Like it's
I
all
I
you
like
heat
the
it up
American
and it
or
just
sharp cheddar.
well,
It
you
is
lost me there.
it is comfort food, so that's why
Yeah.
that's why there's no wrong way of doing it.
Yeah. Well, we've got the important question out of the way here.
Yeah, I'm glad we started there.
The audience is off of the edge of their seats.
You know
now.
what? No, that's not the important question. Somewhere I did see this one pop up because it was funny. Somebody asked what color, what animal would I make purple? That's the
that was
important
me.
question. Oh, that was I was like, what kind of question is that?
That's coming up later. So coming up next.
Oh boy, coming up next.
Oh man. Okay. Well, this is one that I'm interested in. What surprised you most about joining an SMP? I like asking some of the newer members, such as yourself, this because you joined us with season 2. So
Yeah.
like you have the freshest set of eyes compared to like me and E, who's kind of veterans here.
Mhm.
Yeah, my first time in a public setting, I guess, in a multiplayer setting. I came in pretty prepared. Again, I watching a lot of other SMPs, Hermitcraft Empires things kind of prepared me a lot for all that's to be expected. There's no negatives to it, obviously. There's zero negatives other than like trying to always be available as much as possible. I can
Yeah.
get how Minecraft kind of comes a job when you're always trying to be there for everybody, but I don't know. I don't know if there's anything that caught me off guard. I mean, there's the obvious, like I am nothing negative. Don't take this the wrong way. I am shocked at like the level of experience and like amazing builds on the server. I think that's my biggest, because you go into like, we're all small Minecraft YouTubers, and the expectations aren't ever, I don't think, high of us. I hope they're not high of us. They're high on myself. I don't hold high expectations for anybody else. But just like the crazy cool builds that I've seen is still to this day, as things go up, I'm like, wow, that's a freaking cool build. Like that's crazy. So that was like probably the biggest shock, is all the other
Yeah.
very talented builders, I guess.
And it's not even just builders, but like everybody here's got their own strengths and weaknesses and everything. So like some people were more redstone oriented, some people are more build oriented,
Yeah.
some people are pretty balanced in both of them. And then you've got E here who's real good at the organics. And
Yeah, interior people, you know what? That might be the
That
most
blows my
mind-blowing
mind
thing.
every
Yes,
time.
Yep. And I take back my answer. My answer is interior design people, because I hate building small and I hate building those tiny, like nuanced, nitpicky, tick-tacky detail. It's just, to me, it's like the time it takes me to build a building, like a structure, like one of my dystopian buildings, is a couple hours, maybe 3-4 hours, whatever it may be. It would take me 8 hours to do the interior, because I just
Yep.
don't know what to do ever. And that's a little bit of me, I guess, being inexperienced, but
I will say that even as somebody who does their interiors, the interior usually takes twice as long as building the actual build.
okay, that's good to know. That's good to know, because I stare at it and it's almost like daunting. I get a bunch of stuff in a little knick-knack box. I'm like, okay, these are like campfires and pots and flowers and all sorts of cool little things I could use. And then I walk inside, I'm like, you know what? I'll put this shulker right here and I'll walk away, because I just can't I can't get myself to even start it. It's
Yep.
it's daunting. It's
Well, yeah, and like it's intimidating right at first.
yes,
Because
very much.
yeah, and like you walk in not knowing what all you can fit inside the build, but that's, well, for one, part of the challenge, learning how
Yeah,
to
you
do
say
that.
this. I
But
watched E decorate the loft of one of my buildings. It's a 3x2 spot, and she made
Yep.
it the coziest little corner. I'm like, I would put one block in here and feel like I'm suffocating. Like I didn't
yeah,
even know
same.
how she fits so many things in a small spot. Yeah,
Yeah.
it blows my mind every time I see an interior.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's back to what we said in part one, that kind of almost storyteller vibe. When you go into an interior, you kind of have to have an idea of what room you want to go where, how you can space things out. And then for me, one of the issues is I build too big for interiors most of the time.
Yeah, then how do you fill the space when you've got so much extra? That's true.
Well, what I've learned is you can kind of cheat it a little bit. Like you can double layer some of the walls.
So if I
And
go punch walls in the castle you've built, there's more walls, huh?
there's no interior other than the foyer, so no. Yeah, so like you can do that, and then like even in some of the build battles that I've done in the past, I've just flat out blocked off some of the space and filled in some of the rest of it just to make it look like the interior was full. Even though there might be like 10% of it that's you can't even access, there's nothing there.
You know what? That's really funny, because I was working on Among Us yesterday, and I walked into I Got Junk, not the other store it's known as, and I noticed by your manager's office,
Yep.
there's a wall, and there's nothing behind that wall, Lane.
Yep.
There's nothing back there, Lane.
By design.
I understand what you're going for now. That makes sense.
I mean,
Yeah, but I mean that makes life easier.
we did
Yes,
that for
yeah.
your mega underground base in season 1 as well. There
We did.
was the very bottom floor. There were supposed to be 2 rooms other than the staircases that came in that are at the very bottom. We had an idea for the bottom because that was his super smelting room, but we had no clue what to do for the other room, so I made it a fire exit door.
And it's literally just like 2 blocks with an invisible item frame that has a glass pane on it, so it looks like there's a window on it, and then like a sign above it that just says emergency exit, and that's it.
That's a good idea, though. That's a good way to like take space and make it like feel like it has a meaning in use, but it really doesn't. It's never thought of that. Well, that's
Yeah.
kind of one thing I'm fortunate for building small this season. I think in my Let's Play series, I built very big. They were more like industrial size built. There was no details to be had.
Yeah.
But this time around, I was like, okay, I'm going to build a bunch of small buildings, because, well, then I can do. It's more manageable. I say this,
Yeah.
and I've not done an interior, but It was the plan was for it to be manageable.
Well, I mean, it was only with I say my current season of my single player world, but I haven't uploaded single player since November and probably won't return to that world anytime soon. But it was only during that season that I started really focusing on my own interior. And it's the same with this season, how through my builds I've been doing interior. So I Got Junk was one that I did. The Pristine Prismarine, that one is one that I'm super proud of. Like, I think that whole build turned out good for me to have just winged all of it. That's the only build this season that I've done that I did not plan beforehand.
I was
Nice.
really excited
And
for that one.
yeah, I love it so much. And like my starter house over here, like the I guess the apartment that's connected to Impala's, that interior was all me. And like I couldn't figure out what to do for a storage room. So naturally I tied in redstone because of course on week number 2 of Craftwork season 2, I want to do redstone. So I make the water vader going down and up and everything else. I just made it work. I
Yeah.
don't know. I was really proud of my interior stuff this season. And then I started building a mega castle and I will not do it. I just will not do a full-blown interior. I can't be bothered.
Well, because you have to
Really
scale
did
everything.
interior.
In order for you to do an interior in something that large, you would have to scale.
Yeah.
Your chandeliers would be 10 by 10. Everything would just be scaled so
Yeah.
much bigger. But then it doesn't feel like an interior. Like as you
Yeah.
walk through, like the couch would be 3 blocks tall. It just doesn't seem right. So
Yeah.
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's funny because I logged in to the server the other day, and this happened to be while I was building the next structure of my mega castle out there, and I went into my base for something. I don't know what it was, and for whatever reason, I was walking over to the floating rat that I've got in there. What's his name again?
Stinky Lou.
Stinky Lou. Yeah,
Stinky
I went,
Lou.
yeah, I went walking over to Stinky, and I looked up, and I typically do that anyway because it's a large structure and I'm in awe at how big it is. And as I looked up, I noticed there was a new ceiling in my build that I didn't put there.
Oh no, good.
And yeah, so I was like, well, this is kind of a good problem to have. Somebody else is doing my interior. And so I fly up there, and Millie's done a full-blown room in my castle.
Oh, that's crazy.
She's been up there for 2 weeks, and I didn't even know.
This is what happens when you build mega bases, Lane.
I was gonna say, I think this is what happens when you build too big. You've you've invited hermits.
Yeah, I guess.
Hermits and squatters.
I guess. Oh, man.
I mean, that happened
Okay,
to me
well-
with my lighthouse.
Yeah,
It's true.
yeah. The Duolingo owl made his way in.
It's not a Duolingo owl. He's a Charlie
Yes,
owl.
I know he's Charlie, but I'm not gonna unseed the Duolingo owl. I'm sorry. He looks like he's gonna break in my home and threaten me if I don't do my nightly Spanish
Well,
lesson.
maybe he will.
Maybe.
Oh, that was such a sad cast. It fell straight down to my feet. I don't know how I even did that. I have zero idea how I just cast it there.
For a split
Yeah.
second, I thought you were talking about the cast that I had for my lore.
Oh.
I was like, no, they're not.
Oh man.
Anyway.
Okay, so speaking of builds and stuff like that, K-Hug, have you dealt with any burnout with content creation or with Minecraft?
Oh, for sure. I think we all do. I think we
Yeah.
definitely all do.
Well, how do you deal with it? Because I feel like everybody does it a little different. So
I'm not real picky. I mean, breaks are always nice. Don't get me wrong. Breaks are great.
Breaks are important.
Couple days. Yeah, and I've been better because it's the excitement. It's that like lust period of when you first I got a saddle. Nice. It's the beginning of that was exciting. I can go home and make a chair now.
I thought that was part of your sentence.
Yeah, it's amazing. Breaks are. I play different games here and there. Like, I mean, I know you've played a little bit of like what's that new game? that
Repo
came
and
out?
Phasmophobia
Repo. I played that.
lately.
I play. I've got friends that play Call of Duty and Marvel Rivals is a new like FPS thing. I play a lot of other things with my friends. Don't play Minecraft, so that's a good way for me to change, to like do the same thing that stimulates me and also be away from Minecraft. So that's helpful. Um, Honestly, if I'm in a recording process and I'm not enjoying it, this is like new to me in the last year is I just get outside and go for a run. That seems really silly, but go outside, walk around, run around, just do something away from keyboard helps. And usually that's like a quick reset. That's like a I need to go
Yeah.
outside. I just need to take a 20, 30 minute, well, up to an hour break. I just need to run, just get miserable, just pay the man and come back and sit back down. That helps. Yeah, I know I know we always owe it to the fans. A little bit we feel like we owe it to the fans to constantly be producing content, but it's easy to forget, I think, and this might help a lot of people is you also owe it to yourself first to make sure that you're satisfied.
Yeah.
You know, when you're on, and that's something that I need to get better about because again, like the beginning of the season, you're on every single day. You're on for 4, like you're just so excited because it's new. And I think that's where a lot of that burnout comes from. Is just being
Yeah.
overzealous, overcommitting. You need to like sit back, slow
Yeah.
down, enjoy the moment. So that's
Yeah, and I think that that's something that I faced with this season because, like, in season 1, like, I had a short burnout spell myself. But with this season, with all the new members that we've had, and with all the exciting ideas that we've had, and then the exciting ideas that I had for my own projects, I didn't want to be anywhere but here. So I
Yeah.
was here every day pretty much, and still to this day I log in at least once a day, even if it's only 20 minutes for me to just fly around and check my shops or see if something else has been added somewhere. But like I'll, at first it was me logging in for the entirety of a day if I wasn't at work, and then as the season progressed and my projects have continued to get bigger and my time has gotten less and less available for me to do it, it's been hard for me to take the breaks and be consistent all at once. So
Yeah, I can imagine
Yeah.
that you probably struggle more than I don't want to say more than anybody, but doing at the scale that you've built that, I can imagine you get burnt out a lot because you're a
I've
lot of
done
your
it to
time is
myself. I've done it to
a lot of
myself.
your time is probably spent resource gathering, preparing things. You
Yeah.
know, I hated preparing for the Among Us thing. It was a lot of blocks I had to go get, and like it's a little bit of a hint at don't build too big, Kyler, because you're gonna regret it, kind of a thing. It's cool to build big. I love building big things. I think there's a lot of added value. You can add a lot of detail, like gradients look better on larger scales and stuff. But then yeah, I
confirm,
think
yeah.
back to all the resources, and I'm like, oh, I would just get burnt out digging. I mean, a lot of things I guess you've been able to automate a little bit, but like the bone or the mushroom block thing, I don't
Oh,
even
that
run my
was the
farm as
worst
much
of
as
it. That
yeah.
was the worst of it.
I hate gathering it just to sell because I spend 20 minutes doing it and I just feel numb. It's just not
Yeah.
fun. So I can imagine that you've experienced a lot more burnout, I'm sure, this season than I have. That's for sure.
Well, see, and the thing about building big is it's really not that bad depending on the resources.
Right.
If you're
your
doing
block
like
pallets.
if you're doing like I'm doing this season and you're building a lot with quartz and
Oh,
mushroom
yeah.
stems and concrete, then that becomes a problem. So like
Yeah,
I'm
did
looking
you
at
do
it
the-
now. Phase
Did you do any
5.
math to see if it would have been quicker to build yourself a trading thing, a bartering thing to get quartz and do it that way?
I have not done the math on that really and truly, but I'm almost done with the exterior anyway, so I think we're pretty much in the clear as
Yeah,
far
you've
as quartz
you've
goes
committed
now.
at this point.
But I'm looking at my material list right now, and I'm at right over 22,000 smooth quartz blocks alone. That
Oh
doesn't include
my
the chiseled
goodness.
and everything else. And the mushroom stem for the entirety of it is about it is not even close to that number, but it's about 3,200.
Yeah, but still, I think that thing, I think I timed it. It makes in 20 minutes you can get, I don't know, 120, 150. It's not very, I mean, it's as efficient as it gets. It's just
Yeah.
not efficient,
So, I
unfortunately.
mean, if you're getting about that much, then I spent about a total of 30 hours getting
Oh,
mushroom
yeah, it makes
stems.
sense. Yeah, 100%. I've spent a total of an hour and I don't envy you one bit. I will.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the problem. I can build big. I can't build big with materials that are draining to get.
Yeah.
But
Next time, Dirt Castle.
a dirt
lock in.
castle it is.
My
It's yeah, just channel my inner cube. Build with
Yeah.
mud and dirt. Oh man, yeah, no, but it's interesting to hear you talk about the burnout because yeah, you handle it a little bit differently from how I have always handled it because I've got multiple artistic endeavors going between this and music, where you just flat out just do something that's not even artistic. You just go and play maybe a different game or go for a run.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I try to shut off completely. If I can just not, it depends on how bad it is. Again, it's kind of to the level. Like I said, if it's something I just need a break.
Yeah.
Going for a run, going for like walk the dogs, do something like that is a
Right.
good like hour long commitment that I know I can reset. But if I'm feeling burnout of days and days and days of playing, yeah, I switch games for a couple days. I'll play some. I played some Rocket League. That was crazy. That's an interesting game. But it got my mind off of Minecraft, which was cool.
I'm not good at Rocket League. I can't do it.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm any good, but
Yeah.
it's just like it's just a quick game that has nothing to do with Minecraft. And
Yeah.
it's a little more upbeat. It's got a lot
Yeah.
more stimulation to it. So
Yeah. Well, speaking of anything other than Minecraft,
Oh, boy.
what other activities and hobbies do you have outside of this? Like, what does Kyler like?
Yo, boy. I'm honestly, I'm gonna sound like a really boring person, but I don't do much other than work and then work out and run a whole lot. That's kind of my outside of my Minecraft hours. Like, I mean, obviously I play other games because my friends play COD and those kind of things. So I'm on those over the weekends and stuff with them or whenever I get a chance. But yeah, no, I'm a kind of a health nut, so anything I can do to keep me physically active also helps clear my mind, and that's like what I spend most of my.
I need to be like that.
Well,
Okay.
it's got its pluses and minuses.
On the topic of running, so do you do it both for exercise and for recreation? Have you done marathons or?
I actually did my first marathon. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever picture myself running. I cannot stand. I ran track in throughout high school, don't get me wrong, but I was a sprinter. 400 meters was the max that K-Hug was willing to put in. I remember one time I got told to run the 800 and I wanted to.
Fall in a
Probably
puddle?
shouldn't finish that sentence. My coach was, I was like, you are a bad person for making me do this. But I've got my best friend he is a marathon runner. He is the guy who ran cross country and the 2 mile and stuff. And he's just a phenomenal runner. I can't even it awes me at how fast he runs. It's ridiculous. And he was like, well, we're getting older now and all that weightlifting stuff you're doing doesn't really, work in day to day. You don't need to work out to be healthy. Just like running something you can do till you're 80. And I was like, yeah, that's a good point.
That's valid. Yeah.
But in January, he signed up for a marathon here in North Carolina near us, and I wasn't going to. He didn't even coax me to. He said he was going to do it, and then one day I was like, you know what? I can do that. Don't ever get that idea. I'm telling you right now, don't.
I'll lean
It's not one of
closer
those.
to the mic.
Yeah, don't do that. So I spent 30 days just in pain, and it was the worst experience of my life. The marathon, fun. Don't get me wrong. It was fun. The people, the camaraderie, the strangers cheering you on. It was a fun time. But it was definitely leading up to it, the worst experience, the worst 30 days of my life. That's why I went on a little 30-day Minecraft hiatus. I was literally every single day running 10 to 20 miles just to prepare for myself. And it was, again, I've never had knee pain, foot pain, hip pain more in my life than running that many miles. But I think now that I'm not focusing on that, getting out and running, like I ran 4 today, like just getting out and just doing it. It's just good. It's good to get out. I think it's good to get outside every single day, regardless of who you are. Get a little nature in your life is always good for you. So it's a good
A little
reset. I
vitamin
like it.
D.
Yeah, a little vitamin. Yeah.
There's a reason I say go outside at the end of all of my videos.
Yeah, exactly. It's so good for you. Yeah. Even if you go even if you just go walk around. I just added a channel to my community Discord that I was like, it's a wellness check. It's just get outside. If you get outside and you go for a walk, take a picture. I want to see it. Like I want to see you guys getting out there and taking care of yourself physically, and it helps mentally too. It helps clear you out for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
It's a good reset button for anybody.
I've gotten to the point where I don't even walk when I'm outside anymore because there are times when walking just absolutely hurts like heck. So I just sit in the grass, or in this case, this afternoon, I just laid out in the grass for just 2
Yeah.
minutes and I felt so much better.
So much better. Yeah.
Mhm.
I cannot, the amount of people in my life that I've come into contact with, they're just not enjoying their job and they're kind of miserable and having a bad day. I'm like, dude, just go outside and go for a walk or go sit outside and enjoy the sun. I'm telling you, you come back inside after 10 minutes of sitting outside, it doesn't seem like anything different in your life has happened. It'll change you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bring a
good for
book.
you.
Bring your sketchbook. Bring a book.
Yeah.
Bring your
pick a book and
instrument
Draw,
outside.
read,
That's what I
whatever you're
do.
gonna do.
Yeah.
That's what I do is I grab my acoustic and I go like chill in the hammock or something.
Yeah, there's something I need to get into. Back in college, I decided one day that I was gonna play the guitar, and I bought one and I taught myself the basic chords, and I was learning. I'm a country person, so I was
Ah,
learning
Patrick,
country songs are easier to learn
Yeah.
than other things, and I was playing every day for months and months and months, and I haven't touched my guitar probably in a good year. It's hanging on the wall 3 feet away from my face right now, and I probably haven't touched it in a good year. But that's something I need to get back into that. I
Yeah,
probably need
no,
to have other hobbies. That's a good one to have.
I was just learning the solo to Blackbird by Alter Bridge, like right before this podcast. When Millie was hanging out with us before we started, she joined the group to me trying to figure out that solo. So,
I love that.
and I like that because it's also it keeps I'm trying to
It
figure out
itches your
this.
creative like side.
It's not even just that, but it's I'm trying to figure out how
Whoa,
to
we
put
all
it.
just caught something at the exact
We
same
did,
time.
yeah,
That was
that's
so cool.
satisfying. No, it's a big mental thing. Like it really does wonders for people, not just like with like their mental health and stuff like that, but it keeps your brain always moving, and like your brain, your hands, all of it. I don't know how to explain it properly.
Yeah, it's good mental stimulation. I think it's good, and it's healthy mental stimulation. It's not like I'm in the weeds over there. It's not draining,
Yeah. There's that, and then it's just super satisfying when you accidentally figure something out. So
Yeah.
I finally picked up my ukulele again a couple weeks ago and
Oh,
learned a new
yay.
song on it and
Yeah.
took a video and sent it to some people. And it was the
Oh, I
first
love
time
that.
they'd ever heard me singing too. So
I remember that.
Oh,
Yeah, just-
I've also never played my guitar in front of anybody. I think my mother walked in on me one time, and I was like, "Yeah, never again am I playing this thing in the house."
oh
I don't know why. I'm just very shy when it comes to. I have a little bit of stage fright, and like that should be the one person that should hear it out of anybody in the world. But
Me and you are like
yeah.
polar opposites, because that is my comfort zone. One-on-one with people, I can't do it. But if I'm like on a stage in front of people, whether it's dozens of people, hundreds of people, I am perfectly comfortable.
And a good friend of mine back in my hometown was the same way. He pulled his guitar out everywhere he went, and everybody was like, play your guitar, play your guitar. He'd go get it and he'd play it. I'm like, man, like I wish I had the confidence to get out here and just riff it like this, but I do not.
It takes some getting used to. For me, it was more of a natural thing, I guess. But for a lot of people, it takes a lot of adjusting.
Yeah,
For
and
sure.
it's the same thing as I would put it up there with giving speeches and stuff. I don't like doing it. I'm just
Well,
not a
that's where
person
it
who
started for
needs
me.
to or likes to be the center of attention. So when I have to do it, I'm like, that's just not something I enjoy doing. I don't like to be there.
He's
I don't
a
need to be in the
YouTuber,
spotlight.
but doesn't like being in the
I
spotlight.
know, and it sounds so contradictory, but this is the only place I can do it because I really feel like I'm just talking to myself
Yeah,
all the time. I don't feel
Yeah.
like anybody's ever watching,
right.
and I don't watch my own videos back because I can't even stand watching myself. So that's where I lie on that.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Okay, but the way I get through that is I watch the videos with Izzy as we proof watch them. That way I have
okay.
somebody else to watch with me.
Well,
instead of
that's
just
good
watching
because
myself.
then you've got like a second peer review too. Like you're not listening to yourself and being like, I did that wrong, because I'm gonna pick everything apart about myself. But if somebody else saw, I should do that. I should just send my videos to people and be like, watch this, tell me what you think, and then I'll post it. That's
Yeah,
a good
Better
idea.
used to do that with us all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to say, yeah, that's true. He did used to send me videos.
Yeah. And then like I was just chatting with Easy. Wow. Now
Whoa.
here I am messing up words.
Whoa. Hold on, which one?
Wow.
Which
Easy?
one?
That's
Which
crazy.
one?
Wow. I was
Here,
just chatting
Izzy.
with I was just chatting with Izzy recently.
Okay.
And she even said like some of her older edits, like she would she'd proof watch her videos with E, but she would do it, and like at the funnier bits, if E didn't laugh, she would just cut it out.
Oh, whoa. Look at the
That explains why I like her videos so much.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yes.
Oh,
I didn't
we
know
have,
it was her target audience.
We have visitors, just so you
Oh,
all know.
you
What?
get used to it.
Hi.
We're not interviewing them. It's fine.
Maybe
next.
next time.
Next
We'll
time.
get Captain Grumble over here.
There you go.
Aw, we're not gonna need Toads for to be his translator.
Yeah, there we go. Oh boy, that makes me miss season 1.
Oh, the pig wars.
Oh yeah,
The good old days back when we were fighting monsters in the middle of a lake.
yeah. Anyway,
we could reminisce about that for an entire podcast by itself.
we really could, yeah. No, and you know it's funny because after the last 2 episodes that Izzy and I had recorded, we've come up with another couple of topics just for
Oh no.
just for moments when we
Good.
don't have an interviewee.
Oh, yeah, you guys are talking amongst each other. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like we as of right now, we just released one where we were going over things we've learned since we started content creation and lessons that we've learned and stuff like that. So not just editing, but everything. And for whatever reason, the second topic that we had has escaped my mind now. But we had a couple of topics. Hello.
Sorry. I have food in front of me because I'm feeling a little bit wonky, so
Okay.
I'm eating
cool.
while we do this.
Cool. Okay. Well, how about we get into some of the fan questions?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Okay. Now the pressure is really on, right?
Pressure's on. These are the random. These are the ones I'm worried about. These are going to be off kilter for sure. Here we go.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
think Norm's
Blazer
gotten
wants
to it yet, so you're fine.
Oh, Norm hasn't gotten to it. Yeah.
Okay.
So Blazer asks, what is his least favorite block?
Ooh. Yeah, man. The least. I want to be okay. Does anybody here have a use for the emerald and or the lapis block? I feel like those blocks are kind
The
of gross.
lapis block?
Yeah, lapis
lapis?
block.
I've used
Lapis.
both.
Really?
Uh-huh.
In what? It's such a crazy block.
One was to help with decor for Lane's castle, and one
Yep.
was for the ceiling and Oda's Clue Mansion.
Yep.
Oh, I haven't been in there. I have yet to play that. That's gonna. One of these days we're gonna get the crafters back together and play some Clue. Okay. How about this one? This is the one. Those are the two probably. I mean, emerald blocks. I feel like they've got their use, but for building, I guess I'm picturing building blocks. I feel like.
No, well,
Emeralds.
that's what's going through my head is building blocks. But
Yeah,
I
so
have used emerald
emeralds-
blocks unironically because of E now. So
Oh, okay. So maybe I don't give those blocks enough credit. This is gonna go against everything in my being. Purple's my favorite color. We all know that.
Yeah.
Purple blocks.
I'm not a big
I don't
fan
know
of
where
them either.
those fit. I don't build like pastel builds, I guess, and maybe that's where those could fit in if I ventured into that. But I don't think I've ever placed a purple block ever, and I don't think they're that cool of a block. That's just me. Maybe if I
Yeah.
build something in the end or something, like a little thing out there, it would be worth it. But to me, I'm just not a purple block guy.
Yeah,
I
like when it
can't-
comes down to the end blocks, I only last year did I actually start using endstone for the first time.
But I feel like endstone's useful because it almost kind
it
of matches
was.
your sands and sandstones. It's got it's got those common colors. Purple is just so out there on its own. There's nothing that like jives with it.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. He's about to correct me.
What?
Oh, I thought you were about to correct me. Be like, no, purple's useful here, here, and here. I was about
Oh
to.
no,
I thought you were going
we
to give me a
racing to
lesson.
sleep.
Oh,
I would love to defend Purpur. I think I've only used it once to make a couch.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think it probably does have its uses. Again, there's the interior thing. I don't do interior, so maybe that's where its function is supposed to be. But I would love to use it. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a block that nobody. You know what? This is giving me a lot of good inspiration to maybe next season or somehow. I need to use some purple. I just need to use purple. I need to prove that purple's not as crappy as I think it is.
I would use it more if we had more pastel green or other shades
Yeah.
of green.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's the only pastel color. It's like on its own.
I mean, we have pastel pink now, so we could use that
Oh yeah,
with it.
yeah.
And I've also seen it used with quartz blocks paired with black stone as a contrast.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, there's okay. I can picture some of that. Yeah.
But by itself, it's just hard to look at. It,
And then
it
you know
looks
you say
medicinal.
yeah, right.
It
And then
does,
you
yeah.
like you're saying using it with quartz and stuff, and I'm thinking, okay, so now I got to figure out how does like what style of building uses quartz and purple? Like, what are you going for? You going for like a Greekish kind of what? To me, I'm trying to picture. It's back to that story thing that he said in the beginning was building a story, what is the story behind that purpur? Like, what do you use with it to make a comprehensive build? That's what I don't.
Okay,
I don't know.
You just got my head going. I'm thinking of like a Greek statue of like Athena, or
Yeah.
I forgot what the wind god was called, but the purple being their sash or something, like a contrast against a quartz
Okay. Yeah.
statue of some sort.
So apparently, we just discovered that purpur is only useful in organics and interiors. The only thing that E does. So E, use more purpur. Because
So I'm in charge
I
of
don't
the
do either
purpur
one of
farm
those
next
things.
year.
You're
Got
in
it.
charge of purpur farm. Yep.
Okay, well, we've established that at least. All right, so the next question, I'm not going to say the first word because I'm going to butcher it, but Genesis asks, if Minecraft were to die tomorrow, what would be your go-to game for content creation or just entertainment in general?
Oh man, well, I guess we all know by now that I play a lot of other games, like just a lot. I mean, I cannot tell you how many hundreds of games I have downloaded and installed that I.
Yeah, do you not just have like that one that you could see yourself doing?
It's weird because so if Minecraft I guess I'm going through the process here. If Minecraft dies, what would be next, and would it be something I would play? I'm sure it is. I feel like again these crafty open world survival games are always going to be top of mind. You know, a lot of people don't get on YouTube to watch people play Call of Duty. That's like a Twitch thing. You know, that's not a
Yeah,
so
you want to watch it in the moment.
yeah. So why did my wheel just rotated and selected my shovel? Well, I don't know why I did that. I didn't touch anything. I play everything, but it definitely would probably go back to just survival games. I've got a lot of little niche ones, and I've tried to do seasons on them, and they just kind of fizzed out because they get 20 views about it because people don't recognize the games. There's a lot of really neat, tiny indie survival game. Geez, my time at Sand Rock is one. They almost give like. You guys ever played Harvest Moon on the Wii? It kind of gives
I've
those
heard of
kind of
it.
vibes.
I've seen some gameplay, and I know what game you're talking about.
Yeah, they're just very animated versions of like Stardew Valley, I guess is the best thing you could probably equate it to. It's just a 3D version of that versus the pixelated version.
Yeah.
I'm just really into those games. Subnautica, love that. Love those kind of survival
yeah.
games. So it would just be, I would be survival everything would be the games I'd probably play in hopes that would be next. I played a lot of Ark. I think Ark has lost its run, but yeah, I just play a lot of those. And so I don't know if I'd pick something. I think I would just turn into again, that jack of all trades. I would just do everything. I think I would just do everything and just hope it landed. I don't know. I feel like that Minecraft is just the ultimate game. It's just got everything. I don't know how
Yeah.
anything else ever really truly could compete with it.
It's like you, jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, it just got everything. So I don't know how you pick. Yeah, it rains all the time on me. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, so
My question would be back to the audience. What would you guys watch? How about that?
well, that's
is
a
a
valid
good
question.
question.
Yeah, leave it in the comments.
Yeah. What would you
Or a
guys watch?
Discord,
If
also
Caleb,
link
you'll
in
have
the
to-
description.
Yep. Okay, you'll have to look back through the comment section and see what responses we get on that.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what people are interested in.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is for my own curiosity now, but like outside of content creation or anything like that, just out of pure entertainment, like story-driven games or anything like that, do you have a favorite outside of Minecraft?
Story driven.
Like for me, the Last of Us series is like top-notch storytelling.
I would have to. I've never played The Last of Us, so I wouldn't know.
I would recommend, highly recommend.
I played when it first came out, and I haven't played in a long time, and I need to get back into it because it's such a fantastic game. It's a very difficult game, but Elden Ring has got a really
Ring,
good
yeah.
story, but you've got to be committed to
Yep.
just learning. You have to go in knowing that the game's gonna suck. You're gonna get mad at it a whole lot. It's hard. It's super complex, but the story is so good. It's got a fantastic story. And I know this will be a one big hit to one of my friends who forced me to buy the game and played a stupid amount of hours with him because it's his favorite game to be ever created. And I will attest to it. It's a great game, but again, it's kind of like playing, what's the other ones that are like Dark Souls? I didn't really like those. They were too hard.
Yeah, I didn't care for
But
Dark
the Elden
Souls
Ring,
at all.
its story is, I mean, it's perfection, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
I think the story is fantastic. Now, I did play again Ark, hundreds of hours in Ark when it first released way back in whatever 2014. It's got a good story. You just have to be willing to spend hundreds of hours in the game because you can't just play Ark's story because it's an open world survival game with a story without the time commitment because it's all
Right.
based on taming dinosaurs and having enough of them to beat bosses in the game to advance the storyline. And it's not easy. It's not easy. So that's another one it's a really
Yeah.
fun game, but you just, again, you have to have so much time on your hands.
Yeah, because like for me, whenever I'm not playing Minecraft, or if I'm not like playing Phasmophobia or Repo with those guys, I'm pretty much like playing single player story games like Fallout. I love the Fallout games.
The
I've
Fallout
always
games
loved
were
them.
really good. I did like those. I also grew up. First off, I grew up in the middle of nowhere, and I wasn't allowed to game until high school. So it was like a thing. Not that I wasn't allowed to, but I just didn't have an Xbox. Didn't have any.
Yeah,
Also grew up on a farm, so like everything I did was outdoors. Whether it was horseback riding, wheeler riding, taking care of animals, just doing stupid stuff outside. So I didn't have this outlet for the longest time until high school. And then when I did get it, playing Xbox, whatever, was a social outlet for me. So I envy all of my friends who were able to get on and they would sit down and play Fallout for hours and they enjoyed it and they were telling me about it and I was like, I love the idea of the game, and then I'd play it and I'd be like, oh well, it's not really fun because I'm doing something by myself. I need
Yeah.
that interaction, I think, for me, and that's where like video gaming started for me, was just a way to interact with my friends from
yeah.
across the world kind of a thing. So
See, for me, it was the opposite because I played because there was nobody else that I had around other than my brothers. So, like, me and my brothers and I, we would play, like, the Pokemon games, and, like, we'd battle and trade and stuff like that all the time. I mean, I'm the competitive one out of my brothers. So, naturally, I was the one, you know, with the competitive teams and strategies and always winning. But my brother
yeah.
will probably not agree with that statement if he listens to this. But, yeah, so, like, we did that. But for the most part, I played single player games because I just didn't have anybody else around. I didn't have that many friends growing up. I didn't have anything else going on. So single player was the way it always was for everything, for like the Grand Theft Auto games and the Fallout games and everything else. I mean, that's where it all started for me, especially with Fallout. Fallout 3 is where I started with that series. And at that time, I didn't have internet. I didn't have anything else to do. So, yeah, I'm going to throw myself into this open world game. It's got its own story, but I can follow my own path, and I can make my character have its own arc to it. He can be evil or he can be good, whatever I want to do with it. Either way, it's a little weird because Liam Neeson's my dad in that one, but whatever.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a little odd.
Ha. Noted.
Yeah.
Ooh, this reminded me of Baldur's Gate. I love that game. Great
Oh,
story in
Baldur's Gate
that
was
too.
cool. Yeah.
Oh, I love Baldur's Gate. That's one
Yeah.
that I could attest for. That's a good one. I also love D&D, so like that was an
Oh,
easy game
yeah.
to transition into, being a D&D
Yeah.
fan.
Okay, speaking
Yeah, I
of
never
D&D
got
though,
into
we
that.
have a question
Yeah?
about that.
Okay.
Let me see. I gotta switch over to the not that. Hold on.
No, people start talking. I lost it.
Oh no.
Whoopa asked D&D or Warhammer 40k.
I've never played Warhammer. I don't,
Neither
Think?
have I.
so I'm definitely going to lean to D&D. I've seen Warhammer. The people I used to play back in high school D&D with, they played Warhammer, I think. Previously they played Warhammer first, discovered D&D, and they even chose D&D over Warhammer. I think Warhammer requires more. Like D&D is much more theater of the mind. I feel like Warhammer requires physical assets to make the game interesting.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a deterrent for us. We were like, yeah, we don't want to waste money on minifigs. Let's just sit down and draw a map and pretend we're the X's on the map, kind of a thing. That was easier for us. So
Okay, but I have a follow-up question for that. So,
yeah.
do you have a favorite character that you played in D&D?
Ren Rundar. That was my very first character. He was a forest gnome. He was a druid. He was also, nickname was Badger. His favorite animal to turn into, and his wild shape was a badger. Loved that guy.
Does he have a voice?
No.
He shut that one down quick.
Darn it.
This goes back to my stage fright. I I love it when people can get really into their characters and change their voice and be all crazy.
Yeah.
I love Matthew Mercer, and like I wish I could be those people.
Yes.
But that's just a little bit of my stage fright. I would never do it. Just talk my regular voice. In my head, he has this voice, but I can't even make the noise that I can hear inside my brain. If that makes any sense.
Fair enough.
He's
yeah.
a kind of a he's a hermit, so he's a very quiet, soft spoken. He was an older gnome, so he was kind of a little raspy, but super quiet, soft spoken, raspy, gnomish guy. That was what I pictured. I think I tried to make the noise one time, and it came out. I sounded like I was choking, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm never doing that again."
Oh,
It was terrible.
I've had to do so many voices as a GM. I didn't do D&D because my parents didn't like it. So we found another roleplay game called Kids on Bikes, which is kind of like Stranger Things. It's a small town urban fantasy kind of based
That's really
roleplay game.
cool. Kids on
was-
bikes.
That was such a fun campaign.
No, that sounds really fun. I did a one shot called Crash Pandas. It was a bunch of you played as
Yes.
raccoons. Well, have you heard of that?
I've heard of it. I've never played it before though.
Yeah, I saw it. It was like a concept somebody had posted on Reddit one time while we were in the midst of our D&D adventures, and I was like, you know what, let's do a one shot. It was Crash Pandas. I GM'd it. You're just a bunch of raccoons who steal a car
What?
underneath. No, so there's an underground racing circuit that's going on, and you steal one of the cars. You have to first off succeed at stealing a car, and you race in this race to try to win. But it's so cool because you play. Like somebody plays the accelerator, somebody plays the brake, somebody does the turning, and then somebody does like all the equipment. Like if you want to throw a bottle of whatever out the window at somebody else's car. It was the coolest thing ever. That was like a
That sounds amazing.
That sounds
a
great.
super
yeah.
weird spin to D&D. But it was it was chaos, and it was like a couple hours. It wasn't a 4-month campaign you had to keep track of. You just got in there, made it crazy. I had one guy who came with the character sheet, and he was a possum, but he wanted to be a possum that everybody thought was a raccoon. So he had he painted him. It was the craziest thing ever. It was so much fun.
Sounds like fun.
We just need to have an entire podcast dedicated to the GMs and DMs in this server because there's more than just. It's not just.
There's a
me.
crazy amount.
There's a
It's
crazy amount
amazing.
of GMs and
I
DMs.
would be
Millie,
so lost.
Goose, everybody's. I have
you,
not
me,
met.
Millie, Goose. I think has Izzy GM'd before? I don't remember, but she's been a part of the ones that I have GM'd before.
Yeah, no, it's and I actually just opened up my Google Docs. I don't know, maybe last week or so. I was sitting here on Building Among Us, and I got bored, and I was reading some of my old stuff. I still have my home written campaigns, both of them. I wrote two, and I didn't even get to finish my second one. We got a couple months in, and then people moved, and
I know
everybody
that
and
feeling.
we're all across the country now because we're all old. So we lost contact and didn't get to play anymore. And it's hard to commit 4 hours in the middle of a week on a
Yeah.
night, and everybody's schedules have to work out. Spent many hours writing a complex world, and I even drew an entire map that I am proud of to this day. That is crazy detail. Never got to explore any of it, but I miss it. It's another one of those creative outlets, and that I think was my biggest creative outlet outside of Minecraft at the time. I would love to do it again. I would love to see Craftworks do a D&D campaign. That'd be so much fun. We could
know.
even sit down in a D&D building that we just sit in around a real table and we just talk. It would be perfect. Oh,
Maybe next season.
yeah, I won't build Among Us. I'll just build a table and we'll sit down and play D&D.
Yeah, there you go.
Lane will
There you
teach you how to
go.
play.
Okay, there we go. Oh,
And that's a
man.
great thing. Anybody can do it because it's just
Yeah.
whatever you want to. It's literally whatever you can imagine that you want to do. You can
don't
do it.
even need the dice.
You don't even need the dice. We're gonna have dice up.
Oh, okay. I've got 3 sets of dice, so I can't complain.
Yeah, mine are sitting right here next to me. It's a token that I keep sitting here at all times because I just miss it so much.
Look, I don't have dice, and I don't even keep like coins around me to just even flip a coin.
Well-
I flip a guitar pick.
Luckily for you, is I have in my server with my friends that I used back when we split up when I was DMing from afar. I do have a bot in one of my channels that's a D&D Bice bot, and you just type in D20 and it rolls a D20 for you. Or you type in D100 and it does it all right there. You don't even need a dice.
Oh, nice.
You can do it all electronically.
Excuse this yawn at this.
Yeah, am I
point of the
boring
day.
you at this D&D speech, sir?
No. My sleep schedule's messed up. Work has been
Oh yeah,
crazy
mine's
this
terrible.
week.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, well,
Anyway, now that we
Apart
talked
from-
about that for 15 minutes straight.
yeah.
I'm a
apart
windy
from
person.
that-
Whoops.
well, there is another question here from somebody we might recognize in the fan Discord, and Empress Littlebit asks,
Yeah.
"What is a K-Hug's go-to gas station snack?"
Dill pickle sunflower seeds.
Ooh.
Why does that not surprise me?
I don't know. I don't know why that was the first thing I thought of, but those are really good. That's probably what
Yeah,
it is.
I
Actually,
grew
it came
up
too
off of
fast.
those too, so
So good.
those and like I loved Funyuns as a child. Every time I had Funyuns, it like
It was
even
a
as an
fun
adult, it
one. Funyun.
as an adult, Funyuns make me crave a fishing trip. Anytime I went fishing with my dad, I had a bag of Funyuns with me. So I guess it's like one of those weird things now where every time I have one, it just makes me think about that. And so
Yeah.
like I just
That's a good
yeah.
memory to like that it brings back up. Either, yeah, dill pickle sunflower seeds. The other one would be corn nuts. I love every version of corn. Corn nuts are so good.
Those are classic, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I love them.
See.
I put corn in my mac and cheese. Fun fact. That's really good. You gotta
Oh.
try it.
Wow, that's
Okay, that I actually am
What?
not opposed to that.
I'm
not
telling you,
opposed.
it's gonna change your world.
Is
E.
that for texture or for taste?
Both. It's
Yes.
great.
Oh, okay then.
Great. It's excellent. You know what? The last person that doubted me had it and was like, "Wow, this is really good." And I was like, "Yep,
I don't have
I'm not
corn.
opposed to trying that.
so good." So gosh, my mouth's watering now.
Oh wow. And it's like it being a typical Arkansan man, I got this from my dad. Now, granted, I've quit the sodas and stuff, so I don't do this anymore.
Still proud of
But
you.
so back in this was also something we did commonly during our fishing days. My dad would get like a bottled Coke and would get a bag of peanuts, and he would just pour his peanuts into the Coke.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. On that note, I think I'm done. I'm gonna head out.
It's something about the salt from the peanuts or something that go. I don't know. I don't know if it's an Arkansan thing. I don't know.
I think that's a your
yeah,
dad
that is-
thing.
Yeah, I
No,
don't think.
it's-
Don't
it's a
don't you
common
put
thing.
that on the state? Don't you put
Look,
that on the?
no,
whole...
I'm putting that on. I'm putting that on the state. Okay, because I have seen other people outside of my family do the same thing.
Huh.
It might just be an Arkansas thing. I
Yeah,
don't
I've
know.
never even heard.
We're
of that.
gonna
That's
go
crazy.
before I
Never
get
heard of that.
judged any more on this. We're gonna change before I get any.
Not judging you, just judging your dad.
Oh, okay. Well, Whiffs asks, what was your first childhood dream? What did you want to do when you grew up?
Oh, dream as in like dream profession.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about dream. I was like, oh, geez, I don't think you want to go there. No, I wouldn't even know what that is. I don't know if this is going to be a shock. I mean, it's probably going to be a shock. I always wanted to be an astronaut.
That's the
have
third
a-
one.
Yeah,
Odd.
this is the third one.
Yeah, but I don't know if people have the level of fascination that I do. Maybe they do. I hope they do because I won't feel so weird.
Zinc seemed to.
Mhm.
I watch weekly the updates from both NASA and SpaceX. There's a podcast that does it. I watch that every single week, so I'm always up to date on everything. I have signed up for every random drawing to be a lucky winner passenger on every single SpaceX Falcon launch that's happened for the public. I've obviously not won any of those. It counts.
Yeah.
It's good. It's charity donation. You get put in a bucket, and then you get a. It would be so cool to go. Also, heads up when the colonization for Mars begins, I'm punching my MC ticket. I'm headed out. So
Uh-huh.
hope that
Okay.
doesn't happen anytime soon. When they start putting that list out there for who wants to go, I'm out of here, folks.
Got it. We'll keep that in mind.
I
us a
even
postcard.
have a note. Yeah, I even have a notebook that at one point in time I was so fascinated with everything, and actually I think it might actually be sitting right. It is sitting right here. I've got notes. Hold on. Is this the notebook? It's the next notebook.
Is this a notebook?
It's the other. It's the other orange notebook. I've got notes on literally every. I got open and closed, cycled oxygen engine diagrams that I've drawn up. I've got full flow engine diagrams. I've got orbital measurements, solid rocket booster diagram. I've got everything. I got into the thick of it. I was looking into fuel types, kerosene, like methane and monopropylates. Propellants, monopropellants. I don't know why I
I
said that.
can't pronounce
I-
any better than you are. You're doing fine.
Yeah, hydrogen and lithium. I got geeked out on it for months. I've slowed down since. I still watch the podcast to keep up to date what's going on in the space industry. Yeah, so I am over fascinated by it.
Okay,
I
is
do
that,
get interested in that stuff though.
is that one of the reasons that you became an engineer? Is because of your fascination of space?
Yeah, I actually wanted to be an aerospace engineer, funnily enough.
Oh.
Unfortunately, the college that I went to, which was the closest college, the closest like big known college nearest my hometown, so I could be close to family and friends, still didn't have aerospace. So I settled for civil, which was fine because I come from a construction background, so that also
Nice.
itched building things. So I still get to enjoy that. But yeah, no, there was a huge. I was in ROTC for the Air Force when I was in college because I was like, I'm going. Like, if I can't fly in a spacecraft, I'm flying an airplane. It was like everything I wanted to do. It would still be great to do. It's not too late to change my profession, but yeah, I don't know. Fascinated with flying. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I've always gotten into this space stuff too. I mean, like not on your level, obviously, but like I do get really fascinated in like learning the little space facts and stuff like that. Like I keep seeing, like I see a lot of Star Talk or whatever it is on Facebook with Neil deGrasse Tyson. Now, granted, he's not always the most credible source either, but I've watched a lot of that stuff and have retained a lot of information from the weird little things from just space in general.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's
it's
fascinating.
interesting.
It's really it's fascinating because it's like unknown.
Yeah.
I don't know. That sounds really cliche, but that yeah.
Yeah.
It is
It's
relatable.
fascinating because just nobody knows anything about it. It's just super fascinating.
Oh, well, Izzy yelled at me in the fan Discord about the grilled cheese question. I'm glad we covered that already.
I got it. I got it.
That's funny.
I'm a
Oh,
fan.
yeah.
I know how this goes.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna forget. Believe me. Let's see. What else is there?
There was the animal question that I had before that we teased, and then
Oh,
I never asked
yeah.
it. So, K-Hug,
Oh no.
if you could make any animal on the planet purple forever, what animal would now be purple?
I'm going raccoon.
Oh.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
So for starters, like the coolest, most adorable little things on the planet. I don't know why. They just are.
Have you ever
They're
had
fascinating.
to
They're
catch one
so-
before?
They're so humanoid. I love them. I mean, just imagine this sneaky little trash panda kind of scuttling around at night. Now he's got like camouflage. He's purple, so you can't see him as much.
What?
See, the issue is you said Trash Panda, and my mind actually went to the YouTuber Trash Panda.
Oh no.
So,
A purple raccoon gives me like urban wizard vibes, if that makes any sense.
Oh, okay.
okay.
I get it now. I get it
Okay.
now.
I don't know. It would be amazing.
With a little star pattern on his butt.
Yeah, it would just
Yeah.
be.
Anyway, that was my
Well, okay
question.
then. Yeah.
I feel like people were looking for like giraffe because it would stand out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. Because raccoons are so common, it would just be everywhere. It would be
Let us know in the
incredible.
comment section what you would turn purple.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. What's your animal of choice? I'm curious to see what
Yeah.
everybody else has to say.
Yeah.
I mean, would it be cool to turn my dog purple?
Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be
that'd be
interesting.
cool, but I don't want everybody's dog to be purple. I want just my dog to be purple, so
Yeah.
I'm not picking that. Did you just get another
Yeah,
saddle? I
Chachi, I'm
watched you
sorry,
pull,
buddy.
like,
You're not gonna.
3 saddles in.
Yeah, you get used to it. We've got a chest full of them in there. I don't need them anymore. Okay, so one of the typical questions that we like to ask is, where do you see yourself in 5 years, whether it's YouTube or otherwise?
Ooh. I would hope here, if I'm being honest. I would hope here, and I would hope, I mean, honestly, it'd be great if this is something that takes off a little bit more. Like, it would be hopefully still doing this. Like, a short answer, hopefully still doing this, but potentially for thousands, tens of, like, more people, a lot more people. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's not just like the greedy side of me. I feel, it's, I don't know. I guess I don't know why I want it to be more people. I feel like what I have to offer is worth the watch a little bit. That might be a little conceited, but we all want that. We all want that for our own channels. If I
I
was
mean,
to pick,
we've all seen your content. I mean, we can all agree on that.
Oh, yeah.
well, I'll take it where I can get it. Outside of YouTube, I don't know if I have any real big. I've got my job aspirations, I suppose. Working up the food chain in an engineering firm is always a positive, both financially and mentally. It's sad to say that the higher up you get, the less responsibility you have. I'm not saying I'm a lazy person, but sometimes when you're in the weeds and you're just miserable, and you're like, man, it'd be cool to be my boss one day, so I don't have to do this silly stuff that he makes me do.
And maybe living.
But
with ours.
hopefully YouTube. I hope this pans out, and in 5 years, this is a thing that makes me enough to maybe have a part-time job instead of
Yeah.
instead of
No,
60-hour
get it.
weeks, and they're supposed to be 40. Like that gets tiresome.
Boy,
after
do
a
I
while, so.
relate to that on a personal level. Oh, man.
Yep. And unfortunately,
Ah.
I'm a salary guy, so my 60-hour weeks are just wasted Kyler time.
Oh yeah, no, well, if I have those weeks, I've got overtime. So
Yeah, I wish.
okay, well, one other thing here before we ask the final question, because now this one is a common one that we ask everybody as well. 3 random facts about yourself. Go.
Oh gosh, that's a lot of pressure.
I
3
forgot
random
that we
facts
do
about
that at the
myself.
beginning of the second part. I'm sorry.
You know, I did too until now. So
3 random facts about myself that you didn't just learn in the 2 hours I talked.
look, I mean,
Gosh,
even
do
Goose
I-
struggled to come up with his,
Yeah,
and he was
do
full of them. He gave us even more after the podcast, and we were like, "Why didn't you mention it during the podcast?"
That's gonna be me here in a second, 'cause I'm about to give you 0. I don't know. I mean,
It could also
Boy,
be childhood
3.
memories, weird things that you can do with your body.
do I have weird things I can do with my body?
I can move my ears a little bit. Like
I can move my
wiggle
ears and my nose.
I can't do my
both of
nose.
those. And
my
oddly,
kneecaps.
sounds really strange.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, well
Yeah.
that one is weird. Oh yes, if
I'm-
I sit with my legs straight, I can do that by flexing your quads. It like pulls your kneecaps.
yeah.
Oh.
Does
Okay, I
it,
guess that's what
proceeds
I've
to
been
do
doing
it.
this whole time. I don't know why I thought about that. I just started
Not
doing
me
it
sitting
right
here
then.
wiggling my kneecaps. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. What do interesting facts?
We should probably start telling our guests to think of these before the podcast.
This is, but
I
oddly
have a
enough,
whole trove ready for whenever
That's
somebody
crazy.
asks me this.
gosh, I should ask somebody close to me, like, hey, what's interesting about me? just because I would love to see what people think is interesting.
I love how you're getting an existential crisis over this question.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. Okay, hold on. Can we do a little? Let's do a little show and tell. How about you give me one, and then you give me one, and then maybe that'll make me think of one. Other than moving your kneecaps, that doesn't count.
See, I wasn't prepared to give one today.
See how hard this is?
E, you go first.
Yeah, there we go.
Childhood memory, weird thing I can do with my body, or something else.
Whichever one you think is more interesting.
you
I
Option
don't know.
C.
Option C, I was an assistant director for 2 semesters when I had just graduated high school.
What's an assistant director?
It means that I helped direct the theater that I used to be.
Ah,
back in high
okay, that
school.
is interesting. Oh, okay. Did that help you, Lane? Didn't help me. Did it help you?
It didn't help me. No, it didn't help me.
Okay, so now I'm trying to think of cool things that I've got to do.
Because like I've already shared all of my fun facts over the podcast, so
Okay. High school. Oh, here we go. High school state track. That's a fun fact. Okay, there's one. Nailed it. I mean, I already said I was in our. This is a fun fact that I guess didn't really. This one kind of feels a little bad to share, I guess, because I feel guilty a little bit. But prior to going back to college, okay, so here's a fun fact. This is a long story. Fun fact: I did college for 3.5 years. Did not like it. Don't get me wrong. I love my job now, but college is just everybody knows how that is. It's just not fun, regardless of what you go into. And didn't like it. Got out. Thought, all right, well, that's not happening. And then I went to MEPS, and on a Tuesday, MEPS is the pre-enlistment thing to join the Air Force. So I went through all the training stuff, taking the fitness test, the ASVAB, all that kind of stuff. I was going to be a geospatial intelligence officer. That sounded like a really cool job. And then on the Thursday, 2 days later, I got a call from an engineering firm saying, hey, we're looking for like a part-time guy to help fill some bandwidth here. And I went and did that, and then hung up my career to be in the Air Force. And now I'm here. I went back to school through that company and then joined this one. So
I took the ASVAB, and I got calls constantly afterwards, trying to
Thankfully,
recruit
I
me.
did it the right way around to avoid that. I went to a recruiter, said, "Hey, I want to join." He said, "Okay, go take the ASVAB. We'll talk later." And never got a call back after that. So I did it the way that you probably took it, and then they were calling you trying to recruit you. I was already recruited, and then took the ASVAB, so nobody else followed up,
Yeah,
was
no,
awesome.
it will.
Still counts. Chalk it up.
If you can put it on the
And-
resume, it still counts.
Yeah, true. And now I need one more. Oh gosh, I've gotten so close to the end. We're so close to the end. I'm making this last longer than it needs to be.
It's okay. Izzy can figure it out.
Izzy, pause clip. Okay, let me think.
That's probably gonna leave that part in.
She's
Just,
just
to
gonna
spite
leave
you.
that explicitly.
Editing Izzy pops up. You can't tell me what to do.
You can't tell me what
Yep.
to do.
So I have one. I don't know if it's considered a fun fact, but it's a fact about me nonetheless.
Okay.
Oh, it really
Um,
fun facts too. Oh no, it says random facts. Thank goodness.
So yeah, back in 2018-ish, I did for a short time consider starting a YouTube channel, and not in any ballpark Minecraft related. So at that time, I was watching a lot of not so family friendly content creators, and basically, I'm gonna beat around the bush here and not really give names or anything because they're those kinds of YouTubers, but they did like these group things where they would just get together and they play a random game, and they would just, I guess, hang out like the guys, that's just what happens when you get the boys together. I mean, Kale, you know what it's like getting your friends together and then just stupid things just come out.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you know the Call of Duty nights that I have are not Craftworks friendly. They
Yeah.
are not Craftworks friendly at all.
well, exactly. That exactly. So it's things like that. And me and the guys back then were talking about getting a group of us together to do YouTube channels, individual, where we were all basically recording, kind of similar to SMP style, where we just get together and we do this thing together, and then we just piece them together in our own videos. But it was going to be revolving around every other game other than Minecraft, and it was just going to be us doing the most random, stupid things, saying the most random and stupid things.
Yeah, you know what though? Things like people like that. People like Jinxie and Sketch and Queso and all those kind of people. Like that stuff works. It just has to be like you have to be willing to. I don't want to say stoop down to level because it's not really stooping down to level. Like we're all very PG people, and I I'm and this isn't like a facade I put on for the sake of recording Minecraft stuff. I'm just not that vulgar of a person. So, but people love that. People love it when you're just out of pocket. People look for that stuff sometimes. So it works. You just have to be willing to be like, okay, people are now going to know me as this
Well,
almost
that's
kind of
exactly,
vulgar.
Well, that's exactly why I was like, let's not do that, because the only time things got out of pocket was when I was gaming with the guys. Because
Yeah,
I'm
right.
also not that vulgar of a person. So I that idea was very short-lived. It did not ever come to fruition. And here I am doing PG Minecraft content, and this
There you
is
go.
much better.
Yeah, I feel better about myself at the end of the day. If I was
Yeah.
recording Call of Duty clips and yelling and screaming and throwing fits and saying mean things to people, I would not feel fulfilled at the end of the day.
I
even
wouldn't
if
either.
even if my video did phenomenal and got 2, 3, 4,000 views, and it was like it was fundamentally from a YouTube standpoint successful, I
Yeah.
wouldn't feel good. Wow, what a save! That poor guy was about to suffocate. It was amazing. I saved him.
That's also one of the games that we have here in the Castworks podcast.
I saved him.
So is so rightfully named as I Save Him.
I saved
After
him. Yep.
after
I Save
Feather.
Him.
Yes.
That's a great name. I caught myself screaming that one time in a single player. Don't you do it, buddy. A single player thing. And I was like, he was looking at it. I was like, why am I channeling my inner Feather? I am completely away from that. I'm on my modded series. What's happening here?
Yeah. Is it just me, or is that drip leaf stuck again?
He's fine.
All right, I'm
I'll
gonna
fix it.
say that we got our 3 random facts
Yes.
like
Yeah.
throughout the episode.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll
Yeah, you
go
learned a
with
lot.
that.
I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there is one question that we make sure to ask everybody at the end of the podcast.
Did I enjoy
So-
my time? No.
No,
I'm just
no,
kidding.
that is not the question. We don't care about that, K-Hug. We don't do that here. Um,
is
No,
not for your
the
enjoyment.
question is, if you have any advice you'd like to give to the viewers, what would you say? The floor is yours. It doesn't have to be advice. If there's just anything in general you'd like to say to them, now's your time.
You can just come to my channel. No.
that
I would
works too.
say we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but I would say if well, maybe I haven't touched on it in this podcast specifically. If you are a fan of the Discord and you also are interested in making Minecraft content and you're timid and you feel like you can't do it, just do it. The hardest part, I think, in everything is starting. So just
That's it. Yeah.
just click the play button, just click record and just start playing. You can't go wrong if you don't like it. I mean, do it again. Just do it until you get better. I mean, I didn't like again. We learned that I was just recording live on Twitch for 2 hours and posting it to YouTube and hoping it was successful. So that was how I started, and it was terrible. So just if you feel any sort of blockage coming from fear or failure, I guess, just again, failure is the best way to learn. So I would say click the play button, record, and I look forward to seeing your video when it comes out.
Yeah.
I like that.
Great.
Real talk. You like that?
Yeah. I like it. Like it a lot. Okay. One of you do
You
the
didn't get
outro.
my
I
pun,
did the
real
last
talk.
outro.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching and or listening, to all of our auditory viewers as well. Make sure to go check out K-Hug's channel down in the description below. Check out our Discord where you can ask your questions for our next person that we interview on the podcast. As always, you guys have been awesome. I'm going to steal the intro. I'm going to steal the outro. Make sure you go eat some food, drink some water, and touch something outside, as we discussed. Oh, the squid just died.
I just watched the squid die.
Oh, I was third person camera in the wrong direction.
Oh,
no. We have failed the one job we had as podcasters.
That's fine. It's fine. It's probably going to be my last podcast anyway, because Izzy's going to replace me. Izzy will be back for the next podcast, so. Love you guys. Thank you so much. And we'll see you in the next crafting. No, what is this called?
The Castworks.
We'll see you in the next Castworks episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Oh,
all.
bye.